Alright, first, I want to say, Call Allah, all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach it well, and I want to say peace and citations to the hopeful elect. So getting to this article, they're planning on reopening not just Alcatraz, but other notorious U.S. prisons, United States prisons. And I'm going to go and start down here. Start right here at that blue mark. Donald Trump's proposal to reopen Alcatraz, the infamous prison shuttered more than 60 years ago, sparked global headlines over the weekend. But it isn't the only notorious closed-down jail or prison the administration has sought to repurpose for mass detentions. And that's what they're planning to do. They're planning to put mainly the Israelites in these detention centers, basically, in Jacob Show. Now, continuing, the U.S. government has, in recent months, pushed to reopen at least 5 other shuttered detention facilities and prisons, some closed amid concerns over safety and mistreatment of detainees, while California lawmakers swiftly dismissed the Alcatraz announcement as not serious and as a distraction. The Trump administration's efforts to reopen other scandal-plagued facilities are well underway or already complete in partnership with for-profit prison corporations. So they're getting ready. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's getting ready. And I would say to put Hughes Yakes in the prison, And continuing, the shuttered prisons are being revived for immigration detainees, unlike the U.S. president's purported plan for Alcatraz, which he claimed on social media would imprison America's most ruthless and violent offenders. And, the elect, if you're in the shoot, that's mainly for the elect, because the elect who are preaching the truth of Yahweh Shem Mashah will be marked as terrorist level offenders. So they're going to be, some of the elect will be put in these prisons, as El Salvador, Alcatraz, Guantanamo Bay, and many others. And I'll leave this article in the description if you want to read more of it. Revelation 2, verse 10. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. Red letter. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So some of the elect will be thrown into prisons, will be tried, and will be put to death for this shoot. Now that's how the timing this devil is on. So, you have to be ready for that scenario. Be ready to, as it says in Sirach 4, verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Mashah, will fight for you all the way until death. This is Luke 21, verse 12. This is Red Letter. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. And this was Yahweh Shai speaking to his disciples on the Mount of Olives on what will happen when, Jacob Shovel comes, the end of the world. Verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. So I'm going to continue reading. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So when we are brought, some of the elect will be brought before the kings of this earth, the wicked kings of this earth, the wicked rulers of this earth, to testify before them. And if that's your lot, don't worry. You don't have to think of anything to say. If that's any of our lots, we don't have to worry. We don't have to think of anything. We don't have to plan anything in our head to say, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will take control over that and do it for us. So all of you have to do is just chill, have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and wait for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to do his thing. He's going to be in control of that. So we don't have to worry about that. Verse 16, and ye shall be betrayed by both parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not an hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls. So some of our family, friends, our brethren, some people you think are your brethren, especially in the truth, could be the same one that causes you to be put to death. You just never know. That's the reality. So you just have to be ready for all scenarios, and be ready to face death head on, because we know that death isn't the end for us. We know we just transition back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua, back in the spiritual realm. This is Matthew 10. This is Red Alert, Yahushua speaking. This is him speaking on the Mount of Olives again, to his disciples, telling them what will happen at the end of the world. Verse 17, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And what does the word scourge mean? A whip. A whip used for inflicting pain, punishment, a lash used for torture. So basically, they're going to torture you in their detention centers or whatever facility they have you in. They're going to torture you in there. Verse 18, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for the testimony against them and the Gentiles, against the heathens, against the 2/3 of our own people who don't believe in the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Verse 19, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speak it in you. So again, if that's our lots, to be brought before the wicked kings and rulers of this earth before them, to speak before them, we don't have to worry about planning a script in our head. You don't have to think at all. You just got to have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and says, wait, and he'll do the rest. Verse 21, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So I will keep continuing, verse 22, and he shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endured to the end shall be saved. So there's going to be a lot of division. But you have to endure to the end for your inheritance, for your salvation. Even that means you lose your life. And it's not a big deal to lose your life when you think about it. Because, this flesh is wicked anyways. Why would you want to keep it? This flesh profits nothing. So if you have to taste a sword, taste that guillotine, that firing squad, it really doesn't matter. It's better to do that than stay in this flesh and, take ICBM missiles. This is Sirach 34 or Ecclesiasticus 34. And we're going to go to verse 13, the fear of the Lord. Starting at verse 13, those who fear the Lord will live, because they have put their trust in the one who can save them. Fear the Lord, and you have nothing else to fear. If your trust is in him, you will never act like a coward. And that's very important in these times we're coming into. Because, when you're in that situation of they're actually going to, torture you and put you to death, you can't fear them. So you can't fear the mere mortals. You have to realize that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you have to remember there's no free will. You have to remember that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is controlling each and everything on this in this existence. So you have to fear Yahweh, Basham El Shai, what he can do to you more than these mere mortals. Because I'm going to go get a precept, actually. This is Matthew 10, verse 28. This is Yahweh Shai speaking, red letter. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both the soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore ye are more value than many sparrows. So Yahweh Shai is saying, he's telling us that something as significant as a sparrow can't die without the Heavenly Father say so. Something as, let's say, an ant can't die without the Heavenly Father say so. So if you're in a situation where they're trying to put you to death or they're trying to torture you, just know they can't do it without the Heavenly Father say so. So if you are tortured and put to death, just know that Yahweh wanted you to go through that. And just have faith and endure all the way to the end, if that's your lot. And Yahweh Basham Shai, again in Sirach 4, verse 28, strive for the shoot unto death, and the Lord Yahweh Basham Shai will fight for you. Okay, so we're back to Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 34, and we'll start at verse 14 again. Fear the Lord, and you have nothing else to fear. If your trust is in him, you'll never act like a coward. And I want to get definition of coward: one who lacks courage to meet danger or shrinks from the chance of being hurt. And you can't be afraid of contact, especially in the shoot. You have to embrace it. You have to embrace that fire. Because as it says in the scriptures, in Isaiah, Yahweh was pleased with the inflicting pain on Yahweh Shai, because through that's how you're cleansed, by going through that fire, by going through that adversity, that suffering. So that's going to be the same for us, if that's our lot. And go back. We're going to start at verse 15 now. Continuing, start at verse 15. People who fear the Lord are fortunate because they know where they can look for help. The Lord watches over those who love him. He is their strong protection and firm support. He shelters them from the heat, shades them from the noonday sun, and keeps them from stumbling and falling. He makes them cheerful and puts a spark on their eyes. He blesses them with life and health. And if you gotta be tortured and put to death, it's all good, because you're going to be beamed up first and into that new immortal body where there's no sickness, no pain, no detriments to your health. It's just immortal and perfect. I'm going to end off with this. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. As simple as that. You just got, as Yahweh Shai said, the same who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. So if this is our lot to die, then we must strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh Basham Shai will fight for us and help us achieve that. And with that, I want to say, Call Allah, all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Basham Yahushua, Basham Kakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and were well. And I want to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord willingly, I pray that was edifying lesson. And with that, I want to say Shalom.